We're so excited to see all of you here today. So thankful for you to be part of our family on this day. Our scripture reading this morning is from Philippians, 4th chapter, verses 4 through 8. Before I read, please just pray with me. Loving God, we are so thankful to be here today, to hear our children sing, to hear the story told again, and help us to take the story that was told here so that it will be our story, not just at Christmas, but every day. Speak to us. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. So hear these words now from Philippians. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to everyone. The Lord is near. Do not worry about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. This is the word of the Lord to us today. Thanks be to God. Rejoice in the Lord always. Really? Have joy in the Lord every single day of our life? Well, for sure, it's easy to say yes to joy this morning, isn't it? Can you see the energy and feel the energy in the air? I didn't even have to walk into the sanctuary to know that this is a special Sunday, because our kids are leading us in the energy and excitement for Christmas. Today we didn't even have to prepare to have joy. It was just an automatic gift that came our way. It was such a natural response to just being together, I think, and singing these Christmas songs and watching our children up front and seeing their excitement. Did you see that? Say yes. Yes. Did you see them looking at their teachers? Yes. Oh my gosh, the PDO teachers and Teacher Jill are so important to our children here. Joy is indeed all around us, and especially with our Parents' Day Out concert. Yes, it was a concert, right? Yes, it was. And the pageant, oh my gosh, the star, the manger, the shepherds, it was all there. Wonderful, wonderful. The words spoke, the voices singing. What a wonderful morning. I'm so glad you could be here with us to see all this joy. This excitement now carries forward with this growing anticipation that's leading us up to Christmas Day. I've been thinking so much about joy since we lit our joy candle today. And you know, I think our children really become our teachers around Christmas, leading us in the way of how to simply be joyful in the moment. They're joyful because they're singing these songs. They hear Teacher Kari playing her ukulele. The teachers are here supporting them. All together it builds this amazing atmosphere of pure joy. And I think we all need to spend a little more time around children this time of year. If you don't have children yourself right here, I hope you'll find some children to be around. And I know most of you are here because you do have children here. But their excitement and joy, it just sweeps over us, and it helps us to just join in with them in this peace and this inner sense of well-being that the season of Advent brings to us. Did you notice their smiles? Oh my gosh, it just makes you automatically smile back. Did you notice them looking and waving and making sure that you, the parents and family, see them up here? It all just brings pure happiness to us this morning. But once we leave this church this morning, and I know you're going to go and have a wonderful celebration, but after you leave the celebration And the songs are no longer being sung here, and the pageant is over. We're going to clean up all the glitter that's all around here. And now we're 3 weeks into Advent, and a little bit more than a week before Christmas. I couldn't believe that. Somehow the happiness and the joy of the children begins to just fade, I think, just a bit. We get all excited for this, and then we go home, right? And you look at that list of things that you still have to do. That list that just keeps growing, and the preparations that need to be made. Oh my gosh, I can't forget the eggnog. Uncle Charlie likes the eggnog. And that food that has to be cooked, all the food that has to be prepared, all of this, all of these become dark tasks, I think, that actually put like a dark cloud over us at this time of year. And we'll rally, and we'll do really well Christmas Day. But you know what I mean about the fatigue. It's starting to set in just a bit. And for some people, you might be saying, and you won't want to say this out loud, but you might be feeling this, that you just can't wait for Christmas to be over. Can we just get over all of this chaos and just move into our new year? Where is our happiness and joy? Where is our happiness and joy? And people have different understandings of what happiness is and what brings happiness into one's life. So I'd like to show you a brief video from the Explore God series. It's going to be a new series that we're going to be starting in January, where we're going to try to answer some really deep questions about our faith. And I think it's so very good to ask questions that we always struggle with, but sometimes we're afraid to really explore the answers. So let's pause now and hear what everyday people think about happiness in their lives. And as you listen, I want you to think about what makes you happy.
Real happiness, it doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. If you have real happiness, things can be terrible in life, and I think you can still be okay with everything.
Happiness is something that makes you smile. You know, it could be something small, or it could be something large. It could be a piece of candy. It could be a note from a loved one. It could be anything.
For me, real happiness is whenever you make it, then if you can do what you enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis and not have any complaints about your life, then I think you got it.
Olhe para Jesus, Ele é o caminho da felicidade. Se você tiver Cristo no seu coração, você tem tudo. E você será feliz.
I had the grades, I had the girl, I even had a great job like I stated and made a bunch of money post-graduation, but there was something deeply missing in my life, and I felt empty. I felt very angry at times.
I think there is a lot of pressure to be happier, and so that pressure makes us unhappy. I know I've felt that way.
We're probably looking for someone else to fulfill our own happiness, and that's never going to happen. And so you always are out there searching for the wrong thing.
I think we'd be happy by improving ourselves.
Being able to do what you love every day.
Friendships, relationships. Some people might look into drugs or alcohol.
I think happiness is just that sense of having not a care in the world. It's a sense of being maybe at peace within yourself.
Yo encuentro felicidad en la naturaleza, en Dios, en mí mismo.
People try to find their identity in their job, or how much money they earn, or where they live, what they look like, and I think you're not going to find happiness through those things.
So I wish I had time actually to just ask each of you what makes you happy. Or maybe even what description in the video kind of resonates with you. You know, some people thought it's what they do, others what they received. A couple people talked about having Christ in their life. Another person talked about God and nature. Thinking about happiness naturally leads to the question about the connection to joy. Are happiness and joy the same thing? Can I have joy even when I'm not happy? These are important questions to ask right now as we prepare for Christmas and prepare to have joy. That joy that Christ brings into our lives. This time of year, we often envision this idyllic Christmas story. And I think you know what I mean. You think about that pageant that we saw just now, the star that's brightly shining in the sky. Thank you for some help on that. The warm and cozy manger scene with Joseph and Mary. They're so content. They're sitting around the manger with the Christ child there. The animals, they're so cute. They're all just grazing around. And there's this perfect silent night. I think what happens, though, is we also think that we carry that same idyllic visions into our own Christmas stories in the same way that it connects to our own happiness and joy with the outcome of that day. We think this Christmas, our extended family members won't argue, right? Okay, everybody's going to get along. We're not going to bring up those things that we don't want to talk about that irritate each other. Maybe we're finally going to get that gift that we've always wanted, and the children will behave. They'll all behave, and they'll have good manners. They'll be nice to everyone. Everything will be like magic. A little like the magic that I think we experienced here with the children singing this morning in the pageant. A magic that says everything is right with the world. Everything is perfect. Stay with me here. I think you know down deep that we are always hoping for this perfect Christmas. That's why we fatigue ourselves. We will work day in and day out to make sure that that perfect Christmas happens. It's a perfect Christmas that's going to open up our hearts, and we're just going to have this amazing joy. Let me tell you the truth about the Christmas story. As you ponder the wonder of it all, please also ponder the reality of this event on Christmas Day, the birth of Christ. What was really happening here? I just want to review this with you so you can contemplate what this means yourself. Mary was an unmarried, pregnant woman. You can imagine the shame that she felt, the disgust that she faced, the whispers behind her back. Oh yeah, did you hear Mary's pregnant? The people who rejected her, the community that turned their backs on her. All this she endured to get to this place of birthing the child in a barn. Joseph, he's trying to make sense of all this. I'm thinking most likely he was experiencing much confusion and many unanswered questions. And then again, back to the manger scene. You know the truth about newborns, don't you? Tell me about newborns. What do they do almost all the time? Cry. Indeed. They cry almost all the time. At least frequently they cry. And then there's the sleeplessness. You know that. It comes with those frequent cryings that come from this perfect child. And then there's the barn smells. I can't even imagine it. I'll let you use your imagination on that. The animals, the dirty floor. It was everything but a perfect night or perfect season. How can joy be found here, really? You know, the candle we light this morning is pink. And it's the candle we light to remember Mary. And so we have to ask, how can Mary have joy in this? Scripture, I think, helps us to find a way to experience joy. And I think our children this morning also show us a pathway to being so present to the moment at hand. Joy is a quality grounded upon God. God's very presence in the world. Joy is of God, comes from God, and is sustained by God. Mary and Joseph endured the difficult times with joy because they knew that God was working in their lives in the very present moment. They knew that God was also working behind the scenes and beyond their human understanding. And certainly, there is the birth of Jesus, our Lord. The voices of the angels helped them to turn and listen and know that God was there in the moment. But they had to trust. It is the same for you and me. Right now, where we are, a week and a half before Christmas, God is here working behind the scenes, working beyond our own understanding. And it's in these moments of witnessing what is true, what is honorable, what is just, what is pure and commendable, witnessing that, and keeping our eyes open and prepared to see that. Those are the moments when you will find God. Still await a few moments here and there. Really try hard to do that. Put aside the craziness of the season to indeed see the evidence of God. The manger is a good place to start. For there, in the birth of Christ the child, who is our Lord, you will find God who became human to be with us. And in that manger, you will discover that joy awaits. Amen.